Hello guys and welcome to a new video. This is both a devlog and a tutorial. First of all, I will show you all of the UI icons that are in my game, and I will show you the object hierarchy and components that I used in the recruiting panel and how it's built up. Then the tutorial starts where I first show you how I designed the icon background, and then there will be a little bit longer step-by-step guide, I think, or it's not a guide because I show you how I did a specific icon, which is the spellbook icon. So modeling, doing the materials, rendering, removing background, putting it into the background icon and aligning it. That's it with the intro, and I hope you enjoy watching the video. Have fun! So first of all, we got the building icon, which is just a giant hammer, really nice looking. Next we have the recruiting icon, which is a light swordsman and his walking animation. Next we have the spellbook icon, which I am really proud of, and later on I will show you how I made this. Next we got the deselect button, just a light swordsman with a selection radius and a big red line to indicate that it's a deselect button. Next we have the aggressive icon. It's just a light swordsman with his sword above his head ready to attack. Then we got the gold icon, which is just a little gold coin. And next we of course got the confirm button or confirm icon and the cancel icon. Then we also got the spell point icon, which is a really nice radial gradient. And now I want to show you some interesting stuff about the recruiting panel, how it's built, etc. So first of all, this is the canvas. You see there are a lot of objects in there. We will of course start with the background color. It's just the background color that you see here. Then we have the upper part, which is like nearly everything, just except of course the close button, which is up here, and the little slider down there. And the slider is just a basic slider, and if you change the value to, for example, 1, it's there, and 0.5, etc. Just a basic slider. Then in the upper part we got a horizontal layer group, because basically you got this object here and this object here, and they are aligned horizontally. In this object here you have a vertical layer group, because you have this line of cards and this line of cards, and also some filler objects. And one line of cards, for example this, has a horizontal layer group because they are aligned like this. And that's it. And there are just the single cards. That's it for this part. And the other part, the count list I called it, is a little bit complicated, but not very complicated. Of course, in there there is a vertical layer group here, but we also got a scroll bar there, and some custom scripts to snap the green background, which I call sliding area, I think. And the sliding area can be moved, and the scripts do that. And of course the scroll bar. That's it for the recruiting panel. With the layout groups, they are really good visually. If you, for example, disable this part, you see, okay, this part snaps there. If you disable one of the cards in there, then they snap. It's not looking totally weird or something like this. And that's it with the recruiting panel. Of course, there are also some other panels, like the spell panel, which could be interesting, but they are not that different from the recruiting panel, so I picked this as an example. Now I will quickly show you how I made the background. So let's start by a new canvas. By the way, I'm using Gravit Designer. It's free. This is no advertisement. It's just that's the program I'm using for all of my UI. So let's start by, let's say, 64 times 64 canvas, hit create. Then up here, select the little pen, click on the empty background. Now we got a transparent background. Now we want to add a sphere, so click on the little icon here, then on the ellipse, and then just drag an ellipse and hit shift to scale it proportionally. Let's say we scale it to 63. That's not that important, but I do it. And then center it in the middle. This can take a little while. And now we already got our background sphere. Now click on the background sphere, click on the color, and click on this color. That's the main background color. I use the gradient. I will also quickly show you how to do that. Click on the color again, hit color fill, and hit linear gradient. Now hit this rotation button twice, and then click on the thing over here on the black color, and click on the dark blue color. Now click somewhere in the middle, click on it again, so you have it selected, and hit the other color again. And now you can drag it around and see how that changes. Yeah, gradient. I think I did something like this maybe. Yeah, that's the gradient that I made. So next off, we need, of course, a border, and we need a drop shadow. I use a white border and a black drop shadow. You can also change that if you want. Here I changed the opacity to 100. The border should only be something like 0.5. Yeah, I think 0.5 is enough. You could even make it smaller. 0.2. 0.4. Yeah, you have to play around with that a little bit. And the drop shadow is not really visible yet. I don't know why. It should be visible, but it... yeah, that's a little bit of the rendering thing of Graphic Designer. 2 is already a lot. Only want to go with 1 maximum, probably 0.5. Yeah, it only renders out here. That's not so nice, but yeah, it's okay. Yeah, and that's how I or you can make a simple background with a gradient. Also, there's this radial gradient, which is also really cool. I use this to do the spell icon count. No, spell point count icon. And here you have to play around more. I can't show you how exactly I did it because I don't remember, but it's not that complicated. I use this color a lot. It should be familiar. And yeah, I didn't have a border there because I made a border in the gradient. But yeah, you have to play around with that yourself if you want to do something like this. But you can already see, yeah, it's probably a little bit like this. And this is probably too much. Oh yeah, probably was something like this. Oh yeah, that's not bad. Yeah, that's it. Now I will show you how I modeled and rendered the spellbook, or the spellbook icon. So first of all, this here is the model. It's a really basic model. I can show you a little more detail. You have the pages, or something that indicates the pages here, and yeah, this part and this part are the outside of the book, and there you have the little spell boards. Yes. And now if we go into this view, you can already see that here I used some a little bit more complicated materials. The other things are just simple colors. Yeah, you can just find nice colors by experimenting. Yeah, that's for the colors. With these little mage boards, I did some shaders. Go into the shading tab and you can If you want, you can screenshot that and just use it yourself. I will not talk about it in detail, as this is some other stuff that would probably rather be a whole video, and also I'm not an expert in this topic. I'm just a beginner with shaders. Now comes the more interesting part. First of all, the camera position. Here it's already made. Of course you have to play around a lot with that. You see the settings there. I just wanted to look from it from above. And of course in the rendering mode the sun also plays an important role. You can see if I rotate it around the z-axis, this changes a lot, and also x-axis. But yeah, you have to model it, you have to do the materials, you have to put the sun into the right position, you have to put the camera in the right position, and then you only have to render it by going to render image, and then you have a rendered image. So next thing I did, I went into GIMP. These settings are in German, but don't mind, they are not important. All you gotta do is use either, where was it? No, it was, this setting. Just look at the icon. It's selecting by color. Normally this is already really nice. You have to drag a little bit and see how it goes. Now it works. Just want to select the outside, but you see it's already not working perfectly, which is of course a problem. But if that doesn't work, just use this thing, and yeah, this works really well. Now hit delete to delete this background, and then export the picture like this, so the background is invisible. Back in Graphic Designer, just drag and drop the PNG file in here, and then you will have to adjust it a little bit. Double click on this image, and then just drag the borders so that the book is fitting in them. And when you did that, double click again, and now you can adjust it. I think also hold shift so it scales proportionally. I think I did a little bit like this. Let's go with a little bit less. Probably I would just either scale this one down or scale the background up. You have to play around as always, but this would already be something nice, I think. And now you already get a complete icon. Just file, export PNG, and you have it. That is it with the video. Thank you for watching, and don't hesitate to like and subscribe. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.